Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 23. It's time for the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's round 12 going to the Hungaroring. So here we go, time for the next race in our career mode with Mercedes, and I'm hoping things are going to start picking up luck-wise. We've had a run of bad luck, I think. We've not been able to really capitalise on when we've been very quick due to some unfortunate mistakes that have happened. Monaco keeps coming to mind. But we've also seen that we haven't had quite as much pace in the more recent Grand Prix as well. Silverstone was not the greatest for us. We just did not have significant pace there. So I'm really hoping that we can kind of improve our fortunes a little bit here at the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's the ATA qualifying weekend. This is the second one of the season, so one set of mediums, one set of hards, one set of softs only for qualifying. And yeah, touch wood, we'll actually be able to do something good in this Grand Prix. Let's take a quick look at the track map. So as you can see, it's a mix of low and medium speed corners. Really, there are a couple of high speed sections, but it's more of a medium and low speed issue, I think, on this circuit. Getting that traction out of those corners, being able to really attack those corners and being able to follow through those corners are probably the most important things. And there you can see the car attribute backs up that claim there, with low and medium speed being crucial for this circuit, as is DRS and acceleration. There is only the one genuine overtaking opportunity. There are a couple of places you can try and sneak a car in, but it's pretty tricky around this circuit. In terms of expected strategies, it looks like it's going to be a two-stop. We'll see how the AI reacts as the race unfolds. Let's have a look at some performance targets. In fact, before we do that, let's take a look at our car. It's been a little while since we were last here, so I can't remember exactly where our car's performance level is. So let's have a look if we've got anything being upgraded so far. No upgrades going through. We've got some parts being manufactured, quite a lot of parts actually. Let's take a look at the warehouse. We are running only one of the new rear wings, it would appear, or we only have one in stock. Yeah, no one's running the new rear wing at the moment. That's going to give us quite a significant speed boost. I think the plan was for Spa, so yeah, we'll have to kind of just get through this Grand Prix without it. Don't want to emergency manufacture stuff. We just do not have the budget for emergency manufacturing. So let's go ahead and set those targets then. We haven't actually looked to see where our car is performance-wise, have we? Let's have a look. There we go. So we're 9th in top speed, 15th in acceleration. That's painful. For a Grand Prix where acceleration is a key stat, that's not good. That's really not good. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll be able to outperform that stat there. So bear with me, just changing some settings. Trying to get all caught up with everything. How you doing, Lacey? Good to see you. Right, so downforce looks pretty good. 6th, 7th, 6th, that's not too bad. Dirty air tolerance is within the top 10. I'm okay with that. DRS within the top 10, I'm okay with that. We've got a very light car. As you can see, we are actually probably the lightest car on the grid, which is nice. Teams we're in competition with, we've got to be wary of Aston Martin. They are starting to threaten us. You can see there they are definitely quicker than us. better acceleration, better everything, basically. How much better? Almost like over an entire kilometre an hour faster. That's not good. Yeah, we are lagging behind in development with Aston Martin at the moment. Let's take a look at Ferrari. They've been pulling away from us consistently. The speed difference not quite as pronounced, but again, they're beating us pretty much everywhere where it counts. I don't think it's quite as bad as the Aston Martin. Let's just compare Aston against Ferrari. Yeah, Aston are probably outdeveloped Ferrari right now. They're a little bit quicker. They've got a slightly better DRS. They've definitely got better tolerance in the dirty air and medium and high speed cornering. And they've got a lighter car as well. So yeah, we're going to have to be really careful with Aston Martin going forward. They are looking pretty racy right now. Let's see what happens when we get to Spa. Right, let's set these targets. So in terms of qualifying, the objective or the incentive is 2 in the top 4. I don't think we're going to be able to do that, but we should get both cars into Q3, and we will, unless I make a horrible mistake, get both cars into Q2. Fastest laps the incentive, that's probably not going to happen. Finish position, I'm going to say 2 in the top 7, because I'm just wary of Ferrari and Aston both being a bit quicker than us in this Grand Prix. Quali position streak, 2 in the top 10 for 5 races. We're 1 down on that. Finish position, 1 in the top 6. We need to do that twice more to get a nice little cash injection there. So yeah, let's go to Hungary.
Welcome to the beautiful Three Springs Valley here in Hungary. We've arrived at the Hungaroring, located just outside Budapest. It's one of the shortest laps on the F1 calendar. Drivers are forced close together on this track, jostling for position and defending their space to the end. The Hungaroring is one challenging succession of corners and turns. With few straights, it's affectionately known as the go-kart circuit. Drivers will have to find a proper rhythm to make the most of the layout. And for cars, low-speed downforce will be paramount.
Red Bull have outscored their rivals to be at the top of the constructors' table right now. And at the season halfway point, time is starting to run out for teams to push ahead.
So then, time to get back to the action.
Okay, let's see. Weather's going to be fine throughout the weekend, but a little bit potentially warm through practice and quali, although it looks like it might be a little bit cooler in the Grand Prix itself. Let's start with some setup work. So we're going to swap out the good stuff, or decent stuff, for the pretty rubbish stuff, as we always do. We are absolutely going to need another ERS unit. I think we might, as long as we're careful, we might be okay with gearboxes for the rest of the season. Although Hamilton's definitely going to need one with all the shunts that he's been on the receiving end of. We want to do 20 laps for a run here at the Hungaroring. Going to look after our pace, look after the car. Let's set up Lewis's car. So again, old engine, old ERS units, and this is the gearbox situation for Hamilton. You can see already we're burning through the gearboxes quicker than we can afford. Right, let's go to actually setting these cars up. So I do have 2 setups in the book for this year. And we've also got the book for last year if we need that as well. We'll start with a 9.5. It's quite a high downforce requirement on this circuit. And a 15 on the rear wing. We're going to go 2.8 on the roll bar. Camber will do a 3.05 and a 0.5 on the toe. And let's move over to Russell's car. We'll give him a slightly different setup. We'll go with a 10 on the front wing, a 15 on the rear, a 3.7 on the roll bar, a 2.75 on the camber, and a 0.05 on the toe. And there we go. Let's see how these setups work. And you know what? Let's give Mick a run. So because I'm giving Mick a run, what I want to do is save the hard tyres for sessions 2 and 3 for George. So we'll go out on a set of softs. Instead, send out Lewis. And as always, we'll start off practice with a helmet cam. We'll ride the ham cam for this one.
So radio check.
And let's send out Schumacher.
Yeah, loud and clear. Yeah, radio's loud and clear. Radio check. Radio loud and clear. And avoid all curbs. Avoid all curbs. Understood.
And there we go, there is a lap of the circuit in the new helmet cam. So let's speed some time up. Once again, we have another pretty basic looking circuit map. It's not one I'm a big fan of.
Surface temps is still cool.
I've seen some of the ones that are yet to come as well, and some of them, again, they look a bit naff, a bit crap. Some of them look pretty good, some of them look really good. But, you know, the vast majority of them just look meh, like this. And I'm not really a fan.
We've had a big crash here. So we've got a debris on the track.
Right, are we going to get a replay of the crash? No, we're not. But Nick De Vries has got a penalty. So Schumacher's actually lapping considerably faster because of the difference in tyre compounds. So let's tell him that he can push on, and we'll get Lewis to pull over if they get close to each other. Like that.
Let us know what your thoughts are.
And Lewis has a 92% setup feedback. That's good. What do we get from Mick? 34%. Ooh, that's really bad. Okay, let's call that car in quick. We don't need to do full length runs with Mick. We just need to do enough to get the setup feedback, and then bring him in, make the changes, send him back out again. It takes a lot less running across an entire session to get his driver boost for development. But it doesn't show us the progress, so you can see we can just, we're at 0 at the moment. It will eventually become 100%, but there's no indicator as to how far along you are on that. It's just 0 or 100. I don't know if that's a bug or deliberate. Oh, clumsy collision there. Albon not a happy man. And Schumi's in the garage. So let's see what is... Oh, we didn't save the setup. So this bug is still a little prevalent. Frustratingly. Let's put that back in. So 10, 15, 3.7, 2.75 and a 0.5, and we can now see if that's going to work, and the answer is no. No, it's not going to work. How you doing, Victor? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so we need a very different setup. Let's have a look at the book from last year. See if we've got something in here that might fit the kind of guidelines we've got so far. Right, let's have a look. I'm assuming that 15 is going to be the right rear wing, but we just don't know yet. Let's go to a 2.8 on the roll bar. Let's go to a 3.25 and a 0.9 and a 9.15. So the front wing isn't too far off. Rear wing we don't know. Roll bar is in the right kind of area. Camber is in the right kind of area. Toe is not. Let's try... Let's try that. See how that works. So yeah, apologies for the lack of streams over the last few days. I've not been very well. Feeling a little bit better today. It's completely screwed up my my sleep schedule as well. So I've been awake at ridiculous hours and asleep during the day and into the early evenings, and yeah, it's not been a fun time these last few days. Hopefully we can get back to a routine of normality over the next couple of days. Alright, Hamilton's almost in. Right, we do need to make a couple of little tweaks. The front wing is pretty good. Rear wing's pretty good. It's going to be changing the camber. That's going to be the crucial thing. I'm going to drop that to a 9, just to give me a little bit more flexibility on where I can move the camber to. And I'm just going to pull the toe up a little bit. And let's try that.
I have a lot of traction issues.
Yeah, we can ignore that. It's because we're running the tyres at very low temps. So once again, Hamilton should move over for Schumacher if they get too close. Schumacher has now got his driver feedback. You can see the little +1 next to the helmet on Schumacher's panel. That indicates he has reached his drive development goal of 100%. And he has now got past Hamilton as well. Although his pace differential is going to be a lot less at the moment, given that his tyres are dying.
Balance check. Oh, no, it feels really good.
Right, 84, that's not too bad, it's better. Still needs some work, let's call him in. Alright, so we need a different rear wing angle. Now I have one setup that runs a 14.5. So we'll switch over to that. So it's a 9, 14.5, a 1.9, a 3.2 and a 0.95. I'm just going to tweak it, and I'm going to go with that. We won't be sending Mick out in the next session. I'm just trying to decide whether I want to send him back out in this one. I'm going to say no. That's it for Mick for this weekend. We'll save the car for Russell. And hopefully those changes will get him up to 100. We'll run him for the entire session on a long single run.
VSC.
In the next session.
Keep the delta tight around here.
Get that track knowledge up as quick as we can.
Got a car stopped on track. So maybe debris.
Let's see what happened to Norris. Oh, just lost the rear end and heavy into the barrier there. That was a big shunt.
And Lewis, if you can give us a balance check.
95 with Lewis, so we've made a little progress, but
And
huge.
yes, we have. We've had a crash. What happened there?
Albon involved again.
Oh, sorry guys.
Looks like our commentary team are struggling to keep up today. They're very quiet, which is good. We do tend to hear them way too often, repeating the same lines over and over again. And there we go. That's the end of practice 1. So, decent session. Got a bit of running in for Mick. That'll help his development. Got our setups into a decent window. Very bad cut and paste job sticking, or Photoshop job sticking Fernando's head on top of the the Aston Martin body there, with the turtleneck there, just cropping over his chin. Right, into session 2. Evening, Mr. Water. Yeah, feeling a bit better today. Right, Russell needs to run for the whole session, so we want to put him in with 42 laps of fuel. We've made the necessary changes. He's going to be on the hard tyres. Let's do the same for Lewis. Oh no, Lewis was on the hard tyres, wasn't he? Let's put him on a set of mediums instead then. Run plan, we want Russell running the whole session. Let's get Lewis running for about 30 laps. We do need to make some changes to setup here. We're 5% off, so that's going to be at least 3 clicks on the toe, I think, which means it's probably going to be that way. Just wondering if that's going to break the cornering in the process. It might do. So let me preempt that, and let me do that. And you can see, again, we're still getting these weird fuel issues where it's changing the fuel values per lap. So you can see it's about 1.5 kilos, but it's changed it for George, which means George is now running 41 laps, not 40. Lewis is now running 31 laps, not 30. It's a weird little bug. I don't know why it keeps doing this, but it gets very frustrating. Alright, drivers are out. It's going to be a long, continuous run for Russell here, hopefully. Assuming that the car holds together.
We'll just get back to you.
Engine should last, ERS should last. Gearbox will be fine. Let's take a look at Lewis's car. Yeah, everything there should last as well. Evening, Farah. Right. Another few minutes to go until we get full feedback. I've been pootling away on the PS4 version over the weekend.
Just say what you'd like on the buttons.
Oh, there we go. Knocked it out of the park with Russell there. Got it straight to 100. Excellent stuff. And I have completed the first season. The only trophy I need now to get the platinum on the PS5 version is having 18 engineers working on something at once. And then that game's done and I can delete it from the hard drive. 100% with Hamilton as well. Excellent stuff. So that's two setups that we can definitely consider adding to the book. And I have noticed a few interesting kind of patterns. I don't know if it's just... I mean, there's an element of randomness to it, but I don't know if it's completely random. The Haas cars are just mobile hazards.
Something doesn't feel right.
The number of times I've seen Hulkenberg or Magnussen crash into somebody just makes me a little concerned
Pressure's still low.
for the rest of our season here. Because we don't have the same pace as the Red Bull that I've been running on the PS4. So we're going to be in and around the Haas's a bit more. We've already seen Hulkenberg doing us dirty a couple of times. I really don't want to see that happening for the rest of the season on this playthrough. Oh, someone's hit Russell.
Now we've got an incident here, and as I understand it, George Russell's involved.
Is it Albon again?
Now we're approaching turn 2. Now there's an inviting opportunity there. And
It
the
is.
impact on the
God
car,
damn.
it's quite clear.
Busy
And
weekend for
hopefully
Albon.
that hasn't messed up their chances too much this weekend.
Who gets the penalty? Is that us or is that Albon? And has it done serious damage? It's done minor front wing damage. And only minor front wing damage. Okay. Lewis on his way into the garage. That's fine. He's got 80% on his track knowledge. Let's add that setup to the book. So, let's see. 9:15:28, 3.25. So this is a new setup. minus 3.25 and 0.85. There we go. Yeah, running Red Bulls on the PS4 means you can probably get all but one trophy in the first season. So you know, got the 10 wins in a career, got the wins in a single season. I got the poles. I got the research on all those trophies. I got the Drivers' Championship, the Constructors' Championship trophy, the Complete a Full Season trophy, the Fastest Pit Stop Award competition win. Ended up with a 1.9 second pit stop as the fastest pit stop. I'm trying to think what other trophies you get when you do that. But yeah, basically I ended up finishing the season with everything but the 18 engineers working on one single part, or I'm working on parts at the same time. So that'll take a little bit longer because the design center is still a very expensive beastie. How far am I away from that? Well, I'm currently in the middle of an upgrade which will give me 15 engineers, so it should be the next one after that, I think. Actually, no, wait, I think I've still got 2 more upgrades to do. Maybe it's only 1 more, I'm not sure. But if it's the same as the PS4, the previous version, it's going to be like a 32 million upgrade for the final upgrade. So yeah, it's probably going to be well into the second season before I can afford that. Alright, Russell is in. Let's add his setup to the book, because that is definitely a new one for this year. 9, 14, 5, 1, 9, minus 3.25, and a 1. There we go. Right, so very good weekend so far. It's 2 new setups for the 2023 book. Some good running time for our 2 main drivers, and we've even done some stuff for Mick as well. Right, we need to put on a new front wing. We do have plenty of spares, which is good. Gonna need another long run for George. I'm gonna go with 35 laps of fuel with medium tyres. Drop his pace. Don't need to change the setup because that's maxed. Lewis will put on a set of softs. We'll run him for 20 laps. That should be more than enough. Let's send them into the final session. Oh, has the new sale gone live? I haven't checked. I checked first thing this morning, and they were still showing stuff from the previous sale. I did actually pick up a couple of little extra goodies yesterday on the final day of the sale. I picked up Dawn of Man, which I had a quick playthrough of earlier before we started the stream tonight, just to try that out, and that's kind of cool. And I picked up the Resident Evil Twin Pack as well. It was like 12-13 quid for the Resident Evil 2 remake, the Resident Evil 3 remake, and it also came bundled with Raccoon City, which I doubt I'll play. But yeah, two and three remakes, the pair of them together, they were like £8.90 or something, or £8.80 for the each, or £8.50 each or something like that, and then it was like just under £13. I think it was like £12.79 for the pair of them, plus Raccoon City on top of that as well. So it's a no-brainer. I wanted to play those games for a while, but I didn't really want to pay a lot of money for them because I don't have a lot of money to play with. And so, yeah, two games that I've been wanting to play at a bargain price. And as far as the trophies for this game goes, yeah, I've been speedrunning it on the PlayStation 4 version. I don't think I'm going to do that on the PS5 version. I think I'm just going to wait until we actually unlock them naturally. I'm in no major rush to platinum this one, because I know I'm going to be playing this pretty solidly for the next year. Lewis is done, 100 across the boards, so he will have 100% on his feedback prep. There we go. We just need to get George's track knowledge up, and then he's done as well. I believe it's Mr. X in Resi 2, yeah, because it's Nemesis in 3. I played them both on the original, on the original PlayStation. Haven't played those games since the original PlayStation, so I can barely remember anything about those games at all. And the fact that they are full-on remakes means they are essentially brand new games for me, just with a little flavour of something I've played before. I'm assuming Mr. X was something that they added for the remake, because I don't remember Mr. X in Resi 2, but then again, I barely remember Resi 2 to begin with. Was that something that was new added? Or was that in the original? Alright, there we go. So, we are through practice, relatively unscathed, just a loss of a front wing. Both Ocon and Albon have penalties. Albon could be looking at 3 separate penalties. He's been involved in 3 crashes so far this weekend. Nick de Vries has got a penalty as well. And that's it so far. So, I'll be playing those games with headphones on. I remember my first experience playing a game in surround sound. I had a surround sound system set up back when I had the PS3, because I had quite a big room, and I started playing Dead Space, and I heard
We're moving on now
canister
to the
fallover
all-important qualifying
coming from behind
session.
me, and I actually was so
This
wrapped up
weekend,
in
we're
it that
running
I
on
actually turned my head and
alternative
looked
tyre
over my
allocation rules,
shoulder.
meaning teams will be constrained by the tyre compounds they can use for each period of qualifying.
As far as Carlos Sainz is concerned, Karun, how do you think he's doing?
They set a great lap in practice, so you can only imagine how good they're feeling going into qualifying. But the big question is, will they be able to keep this performance up?
Well, we're certainly ready in the commentary box. The drivers are getting ready down in the pit lane, and it's time for qualifying.
Alright, so hard tyres only in the first session. Let's put some better parts in. I wonder what my balance is. I should have checked. Alright, there we go. So we've got our parts set, drivers are good and ready to go. Let's start quali. Let's go with 2-lap runs for these hard tyres. We'll do two 2-lap runs, one at the start and one towards the end. Oh, I've got Hulkenberg sniffing around the back of Russell. You stay away from me, Hulkenberg. Alright, let's see what kind of confidence we can build on this first lap. What sort of benchmark time we put down. A 1:16. Hamilton goes 3.5 tenths faster. Both of our drivers are established now with very, very high confidence, which is good, which means there's a very good chance they're going to peak confidence during the next lap. Got a couple of cars that are going to be in the way. Oh, we're going to catch Alonso at a really bad spot. Oh, we got through relatively clean. Same against Perez. We got a purple rating for Russell. He's into the peak confidence. And Lewis almost completely maxed out there. That's excellent stuff. I've also been scouting a lot of the drivers on the PS4 version, and some of the ratings are just bizarre. Some of the differences between some drivers, you just look at them and go, what the hell are they thinking when they came up with those ratings? What were they smoking? Because some drivers' skills in the game are not representative of where they should be, or are, you know, either under or overinflated. You know, some drivers have got incredible adaptability ratings that they really don't deserve, and other drivers, you know, their adaptability is just nowhere where it should be. Also tyre wear as well. the smoothness rating. Some drivers that are renowned for being really good on their tyres just don't have the smoothness rating that is deserved, and others who don't have a reputation for looking after their tyres have got a almost godlike smoothness rating. It's bizarre. I really hope we will get a stat rebalancing at some point. Might only really be affected on new saves, but yeah, we'll see. And I still maintain Oscar's been done dirty in this game. I mean, especially when you compare him to Pourchaire's stats. Pourchaire, his pace stats are so much higher than Oscar Piastri's. It's ridiculous.
All clear ahead. Good to go.
So it's all clear. Good to go.
Alright, so we're going to get through. We are potentially running unnecessarily here, but I want to get a good kind of idea as to where our pace is going to be in this Grand Prix, which is why I'm doing this extra double run here. Oh yeah, I am hands down avoiding the Red Dead Redemption port, because it's going to be just a really lazy port. It's not being done by Rockstar themselves, which immediately raises red flags, given the debacle of the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition trilogy, which was just an absolute nightmare. It was a disaster. And the fact that they want $50 for it. It's just, what? I mean, it's the game with Undead Nightmare, but it's no frame rate buffs, no texture or detail buffs, no improvement to resolution. It's just a straight port with the DLC, and they want full fucking price for it. It's disgusting. I am really losing a lot of respect and patience for Rockstar. And to the point where I might just stop buying Rockstar games altogether. Alright, we've got both of our drivers into peak confidence for this second run. The tyres will be at the right temperature. We'll still have battery. I'm a little concerned that Russell's going to get held up though, so we're going to take manual control of Russell in a moment to get him past. Is that Alonso in front of us? No, yes it is. So we're going to get him past Alonso. Let's do that now. Don't want to do it too soon because I would end up getting too close to the Alfa Romeo and the Haas in front. It's disgusting. I mean, that was crying out for a remake.
Happy to start reducing that management.
Even if they kept everything exactly the same, but just put it into the engine for Red Dead Redemption 2. That would have been glorious.
It's all clear.
And I would probably have jumped on that instantly. But yeah,
happy to pick up the pushing
for what they're offering and what they're charging for it, they can go take a running jump.
Yeah, copy.
Right, no improvement for either driver in the first sector. Maybe the tyres are just starting to go. No improvement for Russell in the middle sector. He's catching up to the back of that Alpine as well. It's going to be more of a hindrance than a help, given where he's caught him. We do get a slight improvement in the final sector. Maybe it was a little bit of a help, but it wasn't up in any of the other sectors, so no improvement overall.
So we have a checkered flag now.
And no improvement overall for Hamilton. But, I mean, you can see how close it is to Alonso. And this is us doing double lap runs at peak confidence in quali, so the reality is race pace is going to be stronger for Alonso than us, I think. Right, medium tyres. We're going to do a 1 lap run at the start of the session and then a 2 lap run at the end of the session. And then we'll have a set of softs for the final session. So again, just going to put down a baseline time here. Just to build a level of confidence up. Ready for the start of the second run.
Stand the delta.
1:15.8 for Lewis.
Call the car and we'll box.
1:15.7 for Russell. Stroll splits the difference.
So we just need to get that delta negative.
Alright, so our drivers are prepped and ready. Oh yeah, about the Xbox version. Yeah, the game and the DLC have been available separately on Xbox backwards compatibility for a long time, and I think it's like $30 for the game and the DLC, maybe $35. It's cheaper to buy the original content on Xbox, the 360 versions, which are essentially going to be pretty much identical to the new version that's being released. But obviously PlayStation users don't have that luxury because Red Dead Redemption has been trapped on the PlayStation 3 ecosystem. And this finally frees them from that, but at an absolutely ridiculous premium price. And once again, we've got Hulkenberg sniffing around. Ah! Oh, great. Now we've got Magnussen in the way of Hamilton as well. Haas just want to kill Hamilton. Okay, so Russell is a long way off and he's just outside of peak confidence. Hamilton very much in peak confidence. Let's see what we can do on our second flying lap. Ah, those bloody horses. There's some weird artifacting on the top of, or just above Lewis's yellow roll bar stripe there. See if that happens again. Yep, there it was. And there is Magnussen again. Getting in the way, holding up Hamilton. So this first sector is going to be a wash. There we go. Russell is up in the middle sector. Sorry, the first sector. There's that weird artifacting again.
So that's checkered flag.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a definite improvement for Russell on this lap. He's up in middle sector as well. Hamilton down in the middle sector, so I don't think Hamilton's going to improve this lap. Russell could. And jumps up there above Sainz. And no improvement for Hamilton. Alright, final session. We are going to do just a 2-lap run at the end of the session. No build-up lap at the beginning. So we want to wait till about 5.5 minutes to go. And 1:14.5 from Verstappen. That's quick. That's very quick. Alright, so drivers are making their way around. We'll do Russell vision for the first lap. And then we'll do ham cam for the second flying lap. Looks like Lewis is going to have an Aston in the way. And these first laps are more about building the confidence and the heat into the tyres, setting a benchmark time, and then trying to improve on that on the second flying lap. It's been a nice, clean, smooth run for Russell, so it could be a pretty good time. Oh, 1.5 seconds off the pace. That is that is slow. And Hamilton a second off the pace. So we've got another build-up lap now. Just bringing those tyre temps down a little bit. rebuilding the battery. Now Aston's going to come through again. Which one is it? Is it Stroll? It is. Possible Stroll might get in the way of Russell here, but I think it's more likely Russell will get in the way of Stroll. Stroll actually struggling to get past the Ferrari there.
All clear ahead.
So yeah, Russell's not going to be held up, I don't think.
So it certainly should be all clear.
Yep, starts his lap cleanly.
Cancel magic, good to go.
And now we're going to have Stroll in the way again. Can we catch him at a fortuitous position this time? Confidence level's not as high as I would like. No improvement in the first sector for Lewis. We get held up by Stroll, so probably no improvement in the middle sector either. Russell is definitely improving. Lewis does get an improvement in the middle.
So he's taking the flag.
Russell coming up to the line. And halves the deficit. 7 tenths faster. Lewis goes about 3 tenths faster, so they end up very, very close to each other there. 6th and 7th, we split Stroll and Alonso. Yeah, Ferrari going to be too quick for us. Red Bull are going to be too quick for us. We are definitely going to be in a fight with the Aston Martins in this Grand Prix, I think. But if we get a safety car, who knows?
Here we are, folks. We're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day.
The heart may be in Budapest, but the racing soul is right here. Decades of F1 history saturate every turn of the Hungaroring, including the 1989 Grand Prix, where Nigel Mansell bullied his way from a P12 start to an ultimate victory.
Now, in terms of George Russell, Karun, how do you think he's going to be feeling going into this race?
I'd say they're in a good place right now. It's pretty clear what the expectations for them were, and they've done well in meeting them head on.
I wonder then what the Hungarian Grand Prix has in store for us on this occasion.
Okay, so realistic expectations, I think top 6 is where we can expect to be, you know, fighting for. Let's have a look at strategies. So a soft, hard, soft is a 1:33.29. Medium, hard, soft is a second quicker. We can improve that slightly as well. And let me see what would happen if we went medium, medium, soft. It will put the tyres right on the limit. And it wouldn't really improve the pace. So It does look as though that might be our preferred strategy. The other one I want to try is seeing what a medium, hard, medium looks like. That's about the same, but it does give us a little bit more leeway on the tyres. So I think we'll run that as our default strategy, because we can box a little bit earlier and have a little bit more life in those tyres when we do make the stops. Gives us the flexibility to push. Let me just have a look at maybe tweaking Lewis's setup a bit here. Yeah, that's a risky one. All right, there we go. In terms of fuel, what I have noticed on the Red Bull playthrough I've been doing on PS4 is that the fuel saving on this circuit is not like it was on the last game, where you could easily save 3 laps worth of fuel just without even trying. It's a little bit harder on this one, so we are definitely going to have to do some fuel saving. I am going to strip quite a bit of fuel out of the car anyway. I want to be nice and quick off the line. I want to try and save the ERS if we can. So we're going to start with just pushing the tyres and nothing else, and see if we can hang on, and then dial up the ERS on the second lap, so that we have effectively maybe a lap overrun against what the AI will probably have. And then we'll have to settle in and do quite a bit of fuel saving in the race. But again, we're trying to make the car light off the line, so it's got a good acceleration, and we'll be a little bit more nimble, hopefully, than some of the AI cars around us. Right, let's go to the grid.
There's a fantastic atmosphere at the Hungaroring as we prepare for 70 laps of the Hungarian Grand Prix. I suspect that we'll all be closely following Charles Leclerc in this one.
They're in second place on the grid, but that could so easily change in the first few seconds after lights out.
But remember, anything can happen in Formula One. And here we go with the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Okay, Sainz is starting on hard tyres. Both the Red Bulls are on softs, Leclerc on mediums. Looks like both of the Astons are on softs as well. No first lap dramas.
Just show me what you've got.
Okay. Let's go for it.
Understood.
Overtake will be available.
Yeah, I agree. And you have press and hold overtake. Okay.
Alright, so we've got Stroll behind behind Hamilton, and Alonso behind Russell. Both of our drivers being hassled by cars on paper that are quicker and with better tyres for these next few laps at any rate. Leclerc already over a second behind Verstappen. We haven't even finished the first lap yet. We're a little off the back of Perez, but that's because we're having to drive a little defensively to hold back Stroll. Alonso has got through. Let's have a look at that.
Now.
Where to get him?
Alonso with this one. The opportunity
he dived up the inside for the last couple of corners. Yeah. Alright, okay, so we can take battle assist off on Russell now. The fact that Leclerc is on mediums as well is going to be helpful to us. He's holding up Perez right now, and the fact that he's battling means that Hamilton's staying in touch without having to push. And Stroll's got through, that was expected. Let's turn off the battle assist.
Keep plugging away.
Okay, Russell's starting to drift away. And now we're going to deploy the batteries.
Use the overtake. Understood.
So ERS is about to activate, you know, but it won't really come into effect until this point on the next lap.
DRS enabled.
Given that there is only one DRS zone here.
So Alonso car ahead. Magnussen car behind.
This will pull Russell away from Magnussen, get him back onto Alonso and Sainz, and technically Hamilton and Stroll in the long run as well. This will give Hamilton a really good chance to harry Stroll a little bit, and then hopefully blitz past him on the start-finish straight. In fact, I'm actually going to drop him into neutral until we get there. I'm looking at the wrong driver.
Push and hold, overtake.
Okay.
I don't want Hamilton getting through until we get to the main straight.
Just charge that back.
Right, back into deploy. Looks like Stroll is still pushing. Oh, got a yellow flag. I think somebody ran a little wide.
Let's
Yeah,
take
lock
a
it for
closer
Tsunoda.
look. Let's have a look at the action. It's all at the final corner. And the car just locks. They were just unable to do much about it.
Kept it out the barrier. Dropped into the back of the grid though. Right, it's our chance to try and get Stroll here, and then use the battery to sprint away from him. And we just couldn't get the move done. So let's go back into top-up mode. Got another yellow flag.
So head down now.
Let's put Russell into top-up mode. Gasly's locked up on the first turn.
Now this was at turn 1. Oh, and the car locks up. And hopefully there's not too much damage to the tyres.
Well, there's definitely been some improvement with cars recovering faster. I would still like to see cars that have locked up
Just keep your heads down.
pulled back on into traffic,
Just don't think about getting the pack back up.
rather than just sitting there waiting for it all to go through. Right, let's see if we can get past Sainz before the two of us get dropped by Alonso here. And see if Hamilton can get past Stroll. I don't think we can. Just don't have much pace compared to those softs right now. Russell having a look. Gets it up the inside. Excellent. We're through against Sainz. That was important. That gives us a chance to try and stay with Alonso. Oh, and Hamilton's through.
Good work.
Now we should be able to take a look here. Now we're with Lewis Hamilton here. There's the opening. And Lewis says, thank you very much.
He says, woo!
Just charge the pack.
You're used to me playing with negative fuel, but 7.1 kilos below. It's 1.4 kilos per lap, about, in that kind of range. So it's not as bad as it looks. If we get a safety car, we will save a lot of fuel.
Just need to make sure we keep these tyres in good nick.
And we can start saving fuel pretty soon as well. Russell can start saving fuel now.
So we're low on battery at the moment.
He's in the DRS of Alonso. Sainz is just about hanging on as well because we ran out of battery towards the end of the lap there. Lewis coming under pressure from Stroll. What I might well do is if Stroll gets us here is just drop Lewis straight into fuel save. He's going to get us. So we'll drop Lewis into fuel save. We'll stay tucked up behind Stroll for a couple of laps. Let's drop the overtake down.
Let's look after the car.
Be careful with the car.
Running on these fuel saving settings will help us look after the tyres a little bit better as well, because we won't be pushing as hard. We're doing some more lift and coast, so while it might mean that it's slightly longer to recharge the batteries, we won't be putting anywhere near as much heat or strain into the tyres, so they should look pretty good after a few more laps compared to the AI. And like I say, if you stay tucked up in the DRS of a car in front of you, it makes fuel saving very easy. So let's take a look at tyres. And you can see the condition of our tyres, despite the fact that we pushed our tyres for 5 laps before we slowed them down, still in better condition than Leclerc's, and in better condition than all the other medium runners on the grid. That's partly down to our brake cooling, that's partly down to the fact that we're running a much lighter car, so we're putting, as I say, less energy into the tyres. We also didn't go full gangbusters on the tyres at the launch, unlike the AI would have done. You can see in just 2 laps we've saved half a kilo of fuel. Could even take a little bit of temp out of the tyres as well.
Make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
Understood.
And this then opens up the possibility of maybe changing the strategy slightly, switching to softs at the end rather than mediums, if we can stretch these tyres out just a little bit further. Because overtaking is so tricky on this circuit, there's only really a couple of places you can do it. The beginning of the lap, essentially. You've really got to be patient and wait for your opportunities. But we are keeping our drivers in range. Perez has got past Leclerc now, so we might see Perez start to push a little bit, close the gap to Verstappen slightly, just set a fastest lap in the process. And if Leclerc can go with him, that could work really nicely for him as the Red Bull tyres start to fall off. Red Bull's on the softs, Leclerc on the mediums.
Pick up the pace. Okay.
Alright, so is Stroll pushing or are we just losing pace? I think Stroll's pushing.
For now, we'll make it up later.
Trying to close up to the back of Leclerc. I'm not going to go chasing after him. We'll keep Russell with Alonso. We'll play the patient game. Stroll will come back to us regardless as his tyres drop off even further. You see Norris has been doing some tyre saving. His tyres at 75%, and he's actually now got the best mediums on the grid. He's probably tucked up behind Sargent. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's tucked up behind Sargent, so he's just cooling those tyres down. Stretching them out a bit. Alonso on a little bit of a push, trying to get onto Hamilton, which he's doing.
Just think about lift and coast efficiency.
Now, if Hamilton starts defending against Alonso without losing time to Stroll, that'll give Russell a chance to close up and keep us within striking distance of the lead Aston. And you can see we were a couple of tenths faster on that last lap. And we're back in range. Now we're just going to hold back a fast pushing Alonso, and Hülkenberg has crashed into somebody. What a surprise! That's Albon again. God, Albon's had such a busy weekend in terms of collisions there.
Dangerous.
Yeah, I agree, Albon. He is very dangerous. So that's a penalty for Hülkenberg.
Charge that pack.
Understood.
Yeah, very slow lap from Stroll on that last lap. A 1:22.3. He's definitely in saving mode there, either saving fuel or more likely saving the tyres because he's pushed them hard. Just got to let them cool right down again. his pace will pick up again soon. You can see Leclerc's pace has picked up over Perez now. Leclerc actually pushing at the moment, breaking away from Perez. He's actually going half a second quicker than Verstappen on that last lap as well. Taking advantage of a slow Lance Stroll just to save battery a little bit quicker here. It's not without its risks. As you can see, Alonso is lurking, looking for an opportunity. With us in harvest mode, we do lose launch out of corners. That's why I keep switching back to top-up mode, so we're not losing traction and acceleration out of corners where we need it to defend, or at least to stay with Stroll, make sure we don't drop out of range.
So pick up the pace.
Understood.
I think Stroll is starting to push again.
And think about left lifting coast.
Yep.
Or at least pick his pace back up to a more aggressive level than it's been running the last couple of laps. Let's have a look. About the same. Stabilising at around the 122 mark. Let's go back into fuel save then. Russell's slowly starting to close up. Let's give him a little squirt of tyres.
So happy to push now.
And battery. Let's get him onto the back of Alonso, and then we can start doing some more aggressive saving with him once he gets the DRS. Alonso starting to slip off the back of Hamilton as well. Hamilton's definitely looking quicker than Stroll now. And there you can see the difference in tyres. Stroll's tyres now down to 47%. Yeah, I think we're going to try and blitz our way past Stroll on this lap.
Use the overtake.
Charge the pack.
Yeah, copy.
And if we could just drop back a bit.
Roger.
There we go. We're through and we're past. And if we can keep this pace up for another lap or two, we might even get onto the back of Perez pretty quickly. So we could have made that move 5 laps ago easily, but we would have had to push our tyres more, we would have had less battery, we would have had more fuel deficit than we've got right now, and Stroll would be able to stay with us for longer as well. So it makes sense for us to sit and just wait for the right opportunity. Keep the tyres under control. Do a little fuel save, do a little battery top up. Let us get ourselves into a position where we have a naturally faster pace than the car we're trying to overtake without stressing the car, and then we can sprint away from them, and hopefully they won't have anything to respond to that. And you can see we're now almost on the back of Perez already. 2.5 seconds clear from Stroll. Let's get ourselves into top-up mode.
And just have a think about getting the pack
Turn
back
those
up.
tyres down again. And we'll get ready to do some fuel saving as well. See, as Perez trying to stretch the gap to us.
So we are low on battery at the moment.
Run out of battery at just the wrong moment. Perez still slower than Leclerc right now. We should get back onto him in the next lap or two. We're getting close to our pit window. Just give Russell a little bit of extra pace to play with.
Start reducing that management.
Copy.
I'm going to give Hamilton a little bit more tyre as well.
Push.
I want to try and get these batteries full again, or close to full, ready for the pit stops. That's why I'm only doing a tyre push right now and not using batteries for Russell.
Let's just work on getting that pack back up.
Okay. It's not going to be long now, mate.
Yeah, copy.
And overtake is available.
Copy.
And think about increasing the lift and coast just a little.
So, I wonder if anyone is going to try and go for a one stop. Norris might, and his tyres are at 58%. He really is looking after those tyres. Be a hell of a stint if he does.
So Stroll has pitted.
And there we go. It's the first of the soft tyre runners to
And happy
box.
pick up the pushing level.
Copy. Need more power.
Let's just keep our heads down.
Push.
Alright, what's Stroll gone on to? He's gone on to a set of hard tyres. So he's probably going to go soft, hard, medium. Might go for the soft, hard, soft. A lap and a half away, well, just over a lap away from our pit stop window.
Just keep the pressure on Lewis. You can do this.
There goes Perez.
Perez in the pit lane.
And there goes Alonso.
So Alonso's just pitted. Let's push and get past him.
Alright, what's the gap between our two drivers? Can we box them on the same lap? Yes, we can. 5.5 seconds. We've got 2 laps to box them. See if we can close the gap to Charles. It's doing a 1:22.4. Now that we're on full push, not saving anything in terms of the tyres, we should close that gap down a little bit. We might actually be in a fight with Charles Leclerc in this Grand Prix. Depends on what he does strategy-wise. We've got to watch out for Sainz as well. He started on the hard tyres, so he's going to be quicker in the second part of the race once he gets off those hards. Again, depends on what strategy he runs. He might throw himself into the mix, but I don't think we're in a realistic fight with either of the 2 Red Bulls. Even Perez, I think he's just going to have too much pace for us.
Okay, box, 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 box.
In the boxes now.
Alright, so there we go.
So we will box end of this lap.
Pit orders sent.
Yes, box.
Russell actually closing on Hamilton right now. Wow, big difference in lap time there. Where did that come from? Perhaps maybe he managed to get DRS on the previous lap. Tyres are in the same condition. I know Lewis is using top up and not neutral, but it wouldn't make that much difference. Not 0.8 of a second. Evening, Anthony. Right, so Leclerc staying out, or is he boxing? Ideally, I'd like him to stay out. He is staying out. Right, let's get some clean, decent, decent time stops here. And there's Russell behind us. A bad stop for Lewis is going to screw up both of our drivers. That's clean, 2.4 seconds. 2.38 for Russell. Excellent. We're going to get out ahead of Alonso, I think. Lewis might even get out ahead of Perez here. That would be amazing. We did. Ahead of Perez and Stroll. And we got out ahead of Alonso. Just superb. Right.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
Yep.
How are you doing, Indo?
Use the overtake.
How's the race going, Anthony? It's going well. It's going better than expected at the moment.
Doing my best.
The tyre's just not up to temps yet, and I think Alonso's on mediums. He is. He's gone soft medium. Interesting. Perez gets through, but that's all right because that gives us DRS on the main straight.
So just charge that pack.
Oh, Alonso's almost a second clear. Can we stay with him? No, we can't. Tyre's just not up to pace, and a slower compound as well. Let's keep pushing, see if we can stay with him.
don't sweat it. The hot temps, just going to need some lift and coast.
Understood.
Alright, Russell. Tyres up to temp. He's now back into range of Alonso. Hopefully we can slow him down again when we get to the end of the lap. Hamilton is going to get dropped.
Just push. And think about less lift and coast.
Oh, yellow flag.
Okay.
That's a Williams, I think. With a lockup.
Yellow, yellow.
Here's the replay. So we're heading now into turn 5. And there's the lockup. And they ended up their own passenger.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning you were going on holiday. Where was it you said you were going? Was it Turkey?
Keep these tyres in good nick.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Copy.
I have no idea whereabouts in Turkey that is. Where are you close to in terms of like major centres, like Galat, you know, like Fenerbahce or? Izmir. I've heard of Izmir, but I don't know whereabouts in Turkey Izmir is. Is it near a coast, or does Turkey even have a coast? No, Turkey must have a coast. It's not landlocked, is it? She's got Cyprus just off the coast, if I remember rightly. Geography's not what it used to be. Drivers are dropping back a bit. Again, we're looking after the tyres right now. We're in fuel save mode. We are going to be pushing these tyres a little bit more a little bit later. But right now I'm content to just keep toddling along at the pace we're doing. Leclerc's still yet to stop, which means he's almost certainly going to be trying a one-stop strategy. Norris yet to stop as well, so I'm expecting him to maybe try a one-stop. His tyres are in really good shape still. God knows what strategy Alonso's doing.
Just do the best you can.
But Leclerc will come out behind Hamilton and probably behind Russell. He's doing 120.6s. That's still pretty quick, actually. He might be fine. Got to imagine he's pushing those tyres, though, as he's about to stop.
And let's push.
Let's just up our pace a little bit. We've got a big gap to Magnussen, who's in 9th behind Russell. But, I'm not really liking these tyres at the moment. Maybe going for the medium soft would have been a better strategy. Oh, did I just hear a crash? I did! Oh, we've got a crash! Big crash.
Had a big crash here.
I thought I heard a bang in front of us.
Debris on track.
Sainz and
Now we're watching Carlos Sainz
Stroll.
here. Dangerously close to each other. And the contact between the cars, inevitable.
Oh,
They'll
I
have
think
to
Stroll's
pick
out.
themselves up after that.
He's definitely got a puncture. Oh, they're both out. Both of them are out. Oh, that makes our race so much easier.
BSC. Keep the delta positive.
Okay, given where we are in terms of the gap ahead and behind, I'm wondering, because the tyres aren't really giving us the kind of pace that I would hope for, if it's worth us looking at maybe switching the strategy up. So the difference in time is 14 seconds. That's based on us having a 22-ish second pit stop. We can save maybe 7-8 seconds. Let's have a look. We are
okay?
4 seconds off the back of Alonso, but we are comfortably ahead of the cars behind us who are boxing. So Norris is making a free pit stop, effectively. Well, not free pit stop, but he's making a much cheaper pit stop, which is going to make his one-stop strategy much more effective. Magnussen is coming off his hard tyres. And you can see it's mediums there for... No, sorry, hard tyres there for the McLaren being ready. Leclerc's almost certainly going to box when he gets around. I'm going to make the swap with Russell. Do I make the swap with Hamilton? I think we're going to hold position with Hamilton. But we've got such a gap behind us. Even without Magnussen and Norris boxing, we still had a huge gap that makes sense to get Russell onto a quicker compound. We should have time as well, I would imagine, considering it's a double reaction. Sorry, a double retirement. We should have time for us to make the change for Hamilton on the next lap as well, if I decide to do that. I kind of want to see, with Leclerc coming out, we were going to jump Leclerc. He's now going to hold position against us, I think. It's going to be really tight. He's going to get out in front. Oh shit, I didn't actually box. Knackers.
Box.
Alright, so Leclerc has gone out right in front of us. He's on hard tyres. He will probably go to the end. So we've lost our opportunity to actually beat Leclerc, because we've still got to make another stop regardless of whether we stick on this strategy or swap. So I think what I'll do with Hamilton is I'll probably just swap the mediums for softs. And do that and just have a really rapid Lewis at the end. at the very least, even if we can't stay with Leclerc, which we should be able to, we can hold up Alonso. Give Russell a chance to close back up a bit. So we already had like a 24-second gap, 25-second gap before the VSC came in, and there's the VSC about to end. We've timed this just about okay. And there we go, back to green flag running. So we've saved a little bit of time, not as much as we could have done with Russell, because I created the strategy then forgot to box him.
Just keep the pressure on. You can do this.
Yeah, we should be clear on exit.
That's obviously dropped Russell another 16 seconds further behind than he was. But he's on a faster strategy now. So he'll recover some of that gap quite quickly and easily, I think. We saved a lot of fuel with both of our drivers. I just don't want to burn out Russell's tyres too quickly. We will put him on a fast lap push when his tyres get up to temperature at the end of the next lap, I think. See if we can get past Leclerc while his tyres are still potentially cool. Squeezed our way through up the inside there. Can we keep pushing and get away? I'll have a little whoop.
Such an awesome job, mate. We can drop the lift and coast for now. We'll pick it up later.
Understood.
Just about to break away from from Leclerc here, but I've got to be wary of the fact that Leclerc's probably going to push very soon after we stop pushing and then just blitz back past us again.
I just have a think about getting the pack back up.
Yep.
There we go, we kept him out of DRS range.
His fastest lap.
And now we're going to start pushing George.
And happy to pick up the pushing level.
Covering.
So we'll go into Russell Vision, which will probably be for fastest lap here. Clear track ahead as well. No back markers, nothing in the way. I'm expecting Leclerc to just breeze past Hamilton on the main straight. Max, it's a 1:18.0. I don't know if we can beat that with Russell. We'll see. He's green in the first, green in the second, so probably not. But if Hamilton gets overtaken by Leclerc, we'll just stay with Leclerc. We've pulled away from Alonso. I did say that I did think we were in a fight with Leclerc. Our fight was with with Alonso and Stroll. Stroll's out. Sainz is out. So we are looking ideally at 4th. And depending on how we do with Russell, maybe 5th. A 1:18.3, so 0.3 of a lap slower. We'll keep pushing with George. His tyres are up to temp now. Let's actually go full aggression.
Yeah, we just want to grow this gap.
Okay.
So another crack at the fastest lap. We should just about have enough battery. Might lose it by the end of the lap. Oh, Leclerc gets us right before the DRS detection point. That works out nicely.
Just keep it up.
That'll give us DRS. There we go. It's lit up.
Increase in lift and coast.
Yep.
And there goes the battery. Oh, 1:18.5 is actually a slower lap.
If we could just drop back a bit.
Copy.
But we took a nice big 5-second chunk out of Alonso on those 2 laps there. Gained about 6 seconds over Ocon as well. Is this Leclerc going to push away from us now that we're caught out with some traffic?
And think about left lift and coast.
With him doing a one-stop strategy, he's probably going to drive a lot more conservatively on this stint. So I don't expect to see any gallivanting steamroller laps from him. Or at least not on a regular basis anyway. Maybe once in a blue moon he might just suddenly open up the throttle and just go for it. Or he might just take a more balanced, more measured push to try and stretch the gap gradually.
Pick up the pace. Okay.
Okay, so our tyres are in decent shape. I'm expecting the Red Bulls to stop again. We're definitely stopping again. Leclerc might be able to go to the end. That's still touch and go. We might see him go for a late stop onto softs. But yeah, he's stretching away. Look, gap has gone up another half a second. So let's stop pushing the tyres.
Yeah,
Let's continue fuel
sure
saving.
we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
We are not at the level of the Ferrari pace-wise, but we are comfortably 4 seconds clear of Alonso, who we are definitely fighting. And with a nice little bit of traffic coming up, we might easily just naturally have the gap reduced to Leclerc anyway. Take a look at lap times. Russell lapping 4/10 faster on that last lap than Alonso. Let's see what he does. Sorry, 3/10. Let's see what he does on this next lap here. But we pulled that second on Alonso. We were pushing tyres. 120.9. Alonso 120.8. Russell coming up to the last corner now. Another yellow flag. Oh, it's Alonso with a lockup.
But this is
Ooh,
what happened.
beautiful.
Here we go, heading into turn one. Well,
How
you
often
can
do we
the
see yellow
lockup.
flags
Now, they
or
did
mistakes
leave it
happening, and
very
it's
late.
for people at the back of the grid that helps us in no real way? That definitely helps. Russell was 6 tenths faster than Alonso on that last lap, and that gap's going to be even smaller. Look at that. Alonso now nearly 9 seconds off the back of Hamilton and just 9 seconds ahead of Russell. Might even have done some damage to his tyres as well. They're down to 51%, so I think he has lost a little bit more tyre grip there as a result of that lockup. Nothing too substantial. Let's have a look at lap history for Alonso, see what they were on the previous lap. They were at 59%, so he lost about 8% of his tyres, 7-8% of his tyre life on that lockup. Jesus, everybody up to Magnussen's been lapped. And we're only just halfway through this Grand Prix. Verstappen's just walking this Grand Prix as expected. 12.5 seconds clear of Perez. He's going to stop again, which will possibly put him behind Leclerc. But it won't be by much if it is at all. And he'll have fresh softs or mediums, and he'll be so much faster anyway, so yeah, this is going to be an easy win for Max unless he crashes. Even a safety car isn't going to help Leclerc, because Verstappen's got enough of a gap with a safety car coming out that he can box to switch up his strategy and still get out in front of Leclerc. If he boxes under the safety car. A second faster than Alonso on that last lap. Hunting him down. There he is. How are we looking on tyres for Russell? Just a little below the line, but that's okay. Got a little bit of wiggle room. About the same with Lewis. Maybe fractionally below the line, but we've got wiggle room. I think Alonso's trying to push. Absolutely has to stop again. And he might have to go for hards. Might have another set of mediums. Depends how long he stays out on the ones he's on. That lockup will not have helped his decision. Yeah, Alonso picking his pace up a bit. 120.6, fractionally faster than Russell, although might have got DRS off of that Williams. What's really good for the way things have gone so far as well is not only are Sainz and Stroll out, but Stroll's going to have a penalty when we go to Spa as well. A circuit that's definitely going to favour the the Astons over us, given their pace advantage. So with Stroll suffering at least a three-place penalty, that's going to do us the power of good. Can we get DRS here off the back of Sargent and De Vries? Yes, we can. Someone's into the box. It's Sonoda. There he is, pulling out. Alright, Sargent should pull over here for us. Yes, he does. And I think we can stop fuel saving with Lewis for a while now.
And we can drop the lift to coast for now, we'll make it up later.
Understood.
I just want to save a little bit more with Russell. And Alonso's into the box now. Okay, that's earlier than I thought he would box. Is this mediums or hards he's going on to? I think it might be hards. It is hards. Oh, he's slow getting the right rear off as well. So a delayed stop for Alonso there. That puts him 15 seconds behind Russell. He will probably start closing that gap up. Fresh tyres against pretty used mediums. But again, we'll be going on to a set of brand new softs at the end, and we'll have a massive pace advantage over Alonso at that point. So as long as we don't lose too much ground during this phase, we should be able to beat Alonso with Russell here and get 4th and 5th in the finishing standings, which would be a better result than I was hoping for. Almost got full battery with Lewis. We're actually going to spend it.
Use the overtake.
We're going to have a really aggressive lap. Try and close up to Leclerc a bit more. And we'll do the same with George. We'll have an aggressive lap with George as well.
Copy.
Stretch the legs a little bit over Alonso. Uh-oh. We're going to come out alongside Hulkenberg into turn 1. Nice, we get some DRS off the back of De Vries there. No, that could have gone a lot worse. still half a second slower than Leclerc on that last lap. I don't even think we're closing on this lap. Is Leclerc pushing to try and get on Perez? Must be. 1:19.0. That's quick.
And just charge the pack.
Understood.
So we are low on battery at the moment. Okay. Just need to make sure we keep these tyres in good nick.
Yep.
Charge the pack.
Copy.
There's a big train of traffic behind us that we're comfortably away from now. We managed to get our way through that without really losing any time, which is crucial. Alonso is still yet to get to the back of Tsunoda and Piastri, and then he's got that train of 4 or 5 cars to get through as well. I have to say I've been quite pleasantly surprised with how our pace has held up in this Grand Prix against the cars that we're chasing. I mean, we're on lap 45 and we're still only 16 seconds off Verstappen. I had a feeling that gap would be bigger. Once again, we're not really closing on Leclerc. We're dropping back again. So
Just need some lift and coast.
let's go into a full charge on this lap with Lewis. Let's ease down with Russell. Keep him in top-up mode.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Save the last of that fuel that we need to get saved, so that we can really just go for it on the softs later in the Grand Prix. So 7 laps to go until we make our stops. Been a pretty typical Hungarian Grand Prix. Not a lot of drama, not a lot of action. Just running around at our own pace, and I don't see that changing too much until we get onto those softs at the end, and then it depends what the rest of the field's doing in terms of their tyres as well. If a lot of them go to softs, then it's going to kind of negate the pace advantage that I'm hoping we're going to have. Alonso's got the gap down to 12.5 seconds, so I think a stop about now under racing conditions, green flag conditions, would put us probably about 10 seconds behind Alonso with Russell. Perez into the box. What tyres is he going? Is this mediums? He started on softs. I don't think he's going to finish on them. Yeah, he's going mediums. So we've probably seen Max box in the next lap then. Alonso's 1.4 seconds faster than we are. Hamilton's very slow, but again, fuel saving and on full charge on the battery as well. I can take him off this charge setting at the end of this lap. Going to up the tyre pace as well, and
Pick up the pace.
we'll take him off fuel save at the end of this lap as well.
Happy to start reducing that management.
Copy.
Oh, yellow flag. That's Hulkenberg.
So currently have a yellow flag.
Was that a lock-up or into the wall?
Copy.
It was into the wall.
I'm sorry about that, guys.
Was there contact with the Alfa Romeo there?
We've had a big crash here. Debris still around.
Max into the box. This will be for mediums. Oop. Bit of a glitch. So Leclerc goes through. We're still halfway down the main straight. Might possibly see us coming into shot in a moment. There we are.
And think about left lifting coast.
Perez is closing in on us really quickly. Jeez, nearly 3 seconds on that last lap. Okay, we're not charging anything anymore. We've got another yellow flag.
Instant out to turn 1. We have debris.
Now we can see what happened. Now this was at turn 1. Tries to get by. That's obviously far from intentional, but there
It's
was
Hulkenberg
contact.
just
I wouldn't be
taking out
surprised if there
everybody.
were a few words exchanged when they get back to the paddock.
This is why I've been trying to stay well clear of the Haas cars, because they are just mobile death zones. Yes, it was at turn 1. Right, we're going to get absolutely breezed past here by Perez. Or not. Maybe here. Is he going to lunge? No, he's not. Alright, I'm surprised. I thought Perez would have pushed harder than that. Two laps to go till the stops. About 2.5 laps. Did Alonso get damage from that collision? Yes, he did. He's got damage to his front wing. Oh, that's even better. And there we go. Perez gets through at a position that's going to give us DRS. Thank you very much, Perez.
Yeah, don't sweat it, Lewis. Don't sweat it.
You can see the gap has definitely come down between Hamilton and Russell. It was a lot bigger than that when we first stopped Russell. So he has made up quite a lot of the time that he's lost. Not all of it, but a good chunk of it. Hulkenberg boxes, changed that front wing, I'm guessing, and also to serve that penalty. So he's all ready to go charging into somebody else now. Yeah, I had a feeling you would have absolutely wet yourself at Monaco. You see Alonso's pace has really dropped off since the collision there.
Just close up. So box.
So this lap.
Box.
Copy, box.
Let's give it everything we got.
Copy.
Using up the last of the tyres now. Verstappen's already caught up to the back of Leclerc. He's in DRS range, ready for the main straight. I don't think that Ferrari is going to have any answer. Goes very defensive, but Max is still going to get him alongside the wall. And there we go, move done. Clean stop.
So could be all clear on exit.
And another clean stop. Excellent stuff.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
Right, so how far behind are we? We're still 3.5 seconds ahead of Alonso with Hamilton. And 9 seconds behind with Russell. Excellent. So Hamilton's easily going to stay ahead of Alonso. And Russell should be able to hunt him down pretty quickly. Going to give both of our drivers a full push lap once their tyres are up to temp. Let's just go into harvest mode for Russell. Save his battery up.
Alright, copy that.
Save that last little bit of fuel he needs as well.
Let's get into some management, turn 5.
Yeah, roger.
Gasly boxes along with Albon. They are so far behind. It's completely irrelevant. Alonso boxes. So this will be to change that front wing, and he will be going for soft. So yeah, 4th and 5th is already secure now. He's not changing the front wing. He does not have a spare front wing, or just decided not to change it. I don't know if the AI can make that choice. I think they just automatically change a front wing if they have a spare. So we're now nearly 10 seconds ahead of Alonso.
Let's just keep pulling the gap.
Understood.
And we can drop the lift to coast for now, we'll make it up later.
Alright, so fastest lap attempt.
Push and hold, overtake.
Copy.
Let's start pushing them.
Yeah, copy.
Might not get it. And without DRS, we're certainly going to struggle. Let's take a look at confidence levels. Not sky high. Driver. Although Lewis just went purple. George might have a little bit of traffic to deal with on his hot lap. Personal best. He's got past the Williams. Leclerc is boxing. Oh, that makes things interesting. I was not expecting Leclerc to box. All of a sudden, we might be in the hunt for a podium. Purple in the middle.
You are the fastest man on track.
Yep.
5 seconds off the back of Leclerc. I think it's still a little bit too much. He's got brand new softs as well.
Just need to make sure we keep these tyres in good nick.
Yep.
Let's just work on getting that pack back up.
Understood.
If we could just drop back a bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Alonso's tyres used. And 12 seconds behind. So it'll take Leclerc a lap or two to get up to temperatures. But he has got a tyre life advantage over us now. And a quicker car. Yellow flag. Not sure who it's for. It's De Vries.
Let's see what
That happened in front of Alonso, or
Let's have
right
a look
behind
then
him.
at turn 6. The wheels just lock up there. What caused that, I wonder?
Oh yeah, Alonso. I'm looking at the wrong AlphaTauri. .117.6, faster than Perez, faster than Verstappen, just. But we're too far behind Perez, I think. And realistically, I don't think we've got the pace to catch Leclerc. Or at least if we push like crazy, we might close up towards the back of him, only for him to just pull away from us. So yeah, still on for 4th and 5th, unless something happens to, someone's car. Safety car about now would make things very interesting though, because I could box Hamilton for a set of brand new softs. He would probably still come out ahead of Russell. Plus we'd have full battery, fuel spare, and be right on the back of Leclerc on the restart. And Verstappen and Perez. Tell you what, a red flag. or a safety car would really shake up the podium here. Actually, no, not a red flag. A red flag would just everybody would put softs on. A safety car would definitely shake things up. Lapping about the same kind of pace as Leclerc right now. Still got 13 laps to go. 12 and a half laps to go on these tyres. So we can't really, you know, just smash them, because we need them to finish the stint. So all we can do is just keep going at our own pace, manage the gap to Alonso, who is lapping a little faster than Russell, and see if an opportunity presents itself. And then try and capitalise on that. Alonso is coming up to the back of De Vries and Sargent. See how easily he can get through here, whether he loses some time. Might have lost a little bit of time there, nothing substantial, but he'll probably get DRS off the back of Sargent here. No, he didn't. Ooh, interesting. That helps. Stops him from closing up on Russell really quickly. Gets through relatively unscathed through turn 1 though. No real loss of time there. Leclerc's coming up on the back of a Haas. Let's see what happens here. Oh, yellow flag. It's a multiple car crash. Zhou's involved.
We've got a yellow flag here.
Oh, and wouldn't you know it? So was Nico Hülkenberg.
The team glued to the monitors.
It's just as well there's no penalty point system in the game, unlike real life, because Hülkenberg would be suspended by the end of the season. He'd get a one race ban. Another yellow flag. Was that someone just running wide? Or someone slow being lapped? It's not going to tell us. So is Magnussen going to cause a problem? His teammate's a one-man wrecking crew. Destroyer of races. Writer-offer of many car parts. Crusher of hopes and dreams. And an all-round dick. I'm going to hold a grudge against Hülkenberg in this game for a very, very long time for stealing my first win from me. Right, we have to try and negotiate our way past Magnussen soon. We've still got the fastest lap, which is nice. Leclerc did a 1:17.8. What is the fastest lap? 1:16.2, so it's probably safe. Alonso's not really closing on Russell. And I'm content to not really push the cars any further. Just look after those engine components. Russell now fuel positive. Hamilton not far off. Let's just get him there.
Just introduce a little bit of lift and coast.
Understood.
There we go. Verstappen could probably box for a set of softs right now and still get out ahead of Perez. It would be close, but he could probably just about manage it.
And think about left lift and coast.
Okay.
Alonso not really doing anything to close up on Russell. That'll be partly down to the front wing damage. Everyone up to and including Ocon has been lapped. Russell's safe, but I think Alonso's probably safe. Unless he has another whoopsie, in which case he will be in prime condition to be gobbled up by Verstappen. Those Red Bulls are just in a league of their own right now. And our car development is almost at an end for this season because of budget constraints. Got to keep some of our cost cap back in reserve because we are going to need new ERS units for both cars. We're going to need another gearbox for Hamilton, and possibly new engines for both cars as well. So we're looking at a minimum of 6 million in emergency car parts in terms of 2 ERS units and a gearbox, with another potential 10 million on top of that for a pair of new engines. Not cheap. And I think it's about 40% of our remaining cost cap, the allowance that we've got left. Absolutely have to make sure we score more points than Aston at every available opportunity between now and the rest of the season. Oh, a lock-up for Alonso.
Now look, here we head into turn 2. And the car fails to respond. They took a gamble and it was just too late.
Okay, that will only have cost him a few seconds. Going to be an anticlimax to the Grand Prix for the first time in a while. You know, just no drama at all in this closing stint. we normally end up the other way round. You know, for whatever reason, we always end up seeming to have a dramatic last 5-10 laps, but doesn't look like it's going to happen here. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm even going to get our guys to just take a little bit of pressure off.
Okay.
To avoid the high-risk curbs.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
Understood.
And avoid curbs.
Take a bit of stress out the car.
Understood.
Preserve the components that we've got just a little bit better. We're under absolutely no pressure behind. Russell got a 21.5 second gap now to Alonso, whose tyres again are taking a bit of a beating thanks to his lockup. They're down to just 40%. His pace is going to drop off significantly now, I think. See what he does across the line. And you know what? He might actually get lapped by Max. You'll see Max in the background in just a moment. There he is, just coming into shot at the back. And Max is lapping a second and a half faster than Alonso. Let's see if Alonso gets lapped. Leclerc's got an outside chance of getting Perez. He's been lapping a little bit faster.
How many more laps?
4 to go.
Yep.
Our pace is dropping off significantly by avoiding those high-risk curbs. He's still quick enough though. Let's see, Alonso does a 120.6, Verstappen 118.7. He's 1.9 seconds a lap faster. I think he could get him. Leclerc's pace has dropped and Perez's has picked up, so yeah, looks like Perez is going to hold on to third. Just sorry, to second. There's Max. Got 2 laps left to get him. It's going to come right down to the end of Max's final lap, I think. There he is.
2 laps remaining.
Lap and a half left for Max to get the to get past Alonso. Oh, we got yellow flag. Is that a Haas at turn 1? Still yellow flag. What's going on? No, it's a safety car. Alonso survives by the skin of his teeth.
So just now top of the Delta.
And that's it. That's all she wrote for track position. So no one's going to change places. But what happened to bring out the safety car? Haven't seen a replay pop up. And there you go. There's Alonso just safe by the skin of his teeth. If that safety car hadn't come out, he would have been lapped. So he will stay on the lead lap just. But what happened?
Just reduce your speed.
I still didn't see what happened there.
One more lap.
Understood.
No one else has retired. Let's see if we can see a car with some significant damage.
Surface temps are low all round.
I don't know. I don't know what caused that safety car. Very bizarre. It had to be
Max Verstappen.
I
over the
I
finish
just don't know.
line
I just
and
don't know what caused
today's
it.
winner.
Not seeing anyone with a blisteringly slow or a blindingly slow lap
Checking
there.
flag now. So that's P4, mate.
Great work, guys. Thank you so much for your consistent efforts.
Nice work, Lewis.
So that's the checkered flag.
Well, there we go. 4th and 5th, a mystery safety car on the on the final lap there. We outscored Aston comfortably. We actually managed to claw back some points to Ferrari there as well.
That was a solid performance from Lewis Hamilton today.
It was a really good drive. A nice finish in the points. I imagine the team will be very happy with that.
Well, Max Verstappen can add yet another podium to his already impressive record.
Win number 5 is in the bag. They pulled out all the stops, pushing hard to earn that victory.
And as far as those three are concerned, well, they'll be leaving Budapest hungry for more.
Go home, Crofty.
And as proceedings start to wind down here, what will Mercedes have made of this result, Karun?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positives there, though.
And And that then marks the end of our time here in Hungary.
Next time, the teams will be adding another year to the legend of Spa-Francorchamps. Anything can happen at the Belgian Grand Prix.
So there we go, confirmation of the final result. We did hang on for the fastest lap, a 1:16.2. That's nice, that's an extra bonus point for us. Max with a comfortable victory. Perez up one place to finish in second. Leclerc just didn't have the pace. His strategy was a bit of an odd one. Looked like for so long he was going to go onto a one-stop strategy and then switched it to a two-stop towards the end. If he hadn't spent so long on that medium tyre on the first stint, he could maybe have been a threat for Perez, a threat for the second step on the podium. Both of our drivers gaining 2 places in the race to gain 4th and 5th. Alonso also gaining 2 places, helped in part by the fact that both Sainz and Stroll took each other out. Good race for Ocon, up 8 places from where he started to get 7th. Gasly getting points as well. Once again, Alpine just steadily chipping away and scoring regular points. Magnussen gets some more points as well. And Norris gets a point for McLaren. So it's been a while, but they finally score some more points. If we take a look at the Drivers' Championship, you can see Max, another 25 points, just stretching his lead again over Sergio. Gap is now back up to 13 points. And Charles, now 20 points off the back of Checo, just slipping a little bit. Big gain for Lewis, closing in on the back of Carlos Sainz there, with Sainz not scoring anything at all. And Russell and Fernando getting closer and closer to each other. Just 1 point between them now. Stroll falling further behind, another race where he scored no points. And again, you see Gasly and Ocon just eking out those extra points. They haven't been scoring highly, but they've been scoring consistently. And it's not in the realms of impossibility that either the Alpine drivers could overhaul Lance Stroll here, the way Stroll's been driving this season. Magnussen gets himself a few more points, as does Norris. Still just the same usual bunch of drivers yet to score, although Bottas does move above Sargent on positional countback there. In the Constructors' Championship, 43 points for Red Bull, puts them comfortably clear ahead of Ferrari again. We do close the gap by 8 points, but we're still a long way off, unfortunately, although we have scored big points over Aston Martin, which is important because they've been closing us down a lot recently. There again, another 8 points chipping away for Alpine. Haas with another 4 points. They are pretty much, I think, solid for 6th place. And McLaren in that fight with Williams for 7th place. AlphaTauri, I haven't looked like scoring any points for a long while. Alfa Romeo yet to score still. So I think it's going to be an interesting fight between Williams and McLaren for 7th. And it's going to be a fight between us and Aston for 3rd. And we do have the ascendancy at the moment. In terms of the fastest pit stops, Red Bull fastest again. Ferrari very close as well. Alpine with another quick stop. Again, McLaren, very fast times. Once again, we failed to make the leaderboard. Our best stop was a 2.4. So, yeah, we're just lagging behind. We lose another point to Williams in the standings of the pit stop challenge. And there you see, of the 5 stops, the closest we had was 1.4 tenths off. We did have one that was sub 2.4, but still a little way off. A good race for Russell. Didn't have to do a huge amount of work on track. A few failed overtakes, 1 successful overtake. Better in defence, 4 defences successful, 2 failed. Lewis, again, didn't have a huge amount to do going forward. 4 overtakes, 9 failed. Most of that was because we had him just sat charging as opposed to actually trying to push and overtake. Very good in defence though, 14 successful defences, just 6 failed. A good solid performance from both of our drivers there, and we did get some good experience for Mick as well. Achieved all of our sponsor goals for the Grand Prix, so we come out with 4.3 million there. Some much needed funds. Alright, got a spare new underfloor. I think that is just a spare. It is. That's just a spare. Right. We're closing in on getting our new rear wings ready for Spa. It's in 4 days. We've got some scouting results back. Let's have a look at our profiles. So, very good on communication. Feedback's pretty strong. Composure's decent, but not really better than us. There's Bono. And there's Marcus. It's not really a significant step up in terms of skill level. In terms of communication, it's obviously a backward step in terms of feedback and composure, but 6 years younger for Hubert, so he does have youth on his side. He's definitely a good long-term prospect. We lost a front wing, which was damaged in practice. That's fine. Ricardo Adami. Let's have a look at Adami's stats. Adami's a pretty solid engineer. 91, 93 and 87. He beats out Bono in 2 categories. And it's a clean sweep over Marcus Dudley. So Adami's someone we could potentially look at maybe sniping. Let's have a look at Ben Michel. Oh, 96 composure. That's a really nice rating. And against Marcus, he's a little down on communication, a little down on feedback. Composure is massively up. And the composure is the important stat, because that's what really helps driver confidence in the race. It reduces how much they lose from a negative event, being overtaken or failing to overtake, and they gain even more from positive events like setting a fastest lap or fastest sector or overtaking somebody. Yeah, that is definitely something to think about. And then last up we've got Josh Peckett, one of my favourites from the previous game. Let's take a look at Josh's performance stats. And he, again, 92 composure, 80 and 83. Just 33 years old. Definitely a good long-term prospect. Not as good as Bono in 2 of the 3 categories, but significantly better in composure. And against Marcus, again, he's not as good in communication or feedback, but definitely better in composure. Another potential to look at, if not for here, then certainly for our next team. And that patch will be going live, let's see, in the next couple of weeks, I think. We might get it next week, but I think it's probably 2 weeks away, just under. Right, let us have a look at the rest of our inbox. What else do we have in there? Nothing else. Let's go to cards and swap out. Oh, it's already been swapped out. That's good. Right, car part development. Rear wings. We won't get another rear wing in time for Spa, but we're going to need more spares anyway. Let's make another 2 on top. We can fit that new rear wing now, I believe. Yeah, we've got 2 of them. So, as you can see, quite a significant improvement in terms of our car there. It's going to give us +2 on our speed and acceleration ranking, +8 on our DRS ranking, +5 on our dirty air tolerance, and it's going to help with our car weight as well. So that is going to be a huge boost for us going into the next Grand Prix at Spa. We've got 8.5 million let's have a look at our budget, our remaining cost cap. We have 33 million left, and like I said, 16 million is how much we need to keep back just in case we need new engines as well as the other parts. We are definitely going to need a new gearbox at some point for Lewis, and we're definitely going to need new ERS units. While we've got the funds, let's go ahead and buy those now. Cars. Let's go into the warehouse. Let's go to ERS. And I won't. There we go. Let's buy a new ERS unit, because the one we've got left is certainly not going to last the rest of the season. And same for car 2. There we go. So new parts are purchased. We might use those at Spa. Depends what our pace is like in practice and qualifying. I think Spa is sprint. Yes, Spa is a sprint weekend as well. So it might be worth putting those in for Spa and then trying to use the sprint to recover some of those positions from the ensuing penalty. Gearbox. Can't buy a new gearbox for Lewis yet, but I will be able to buy that at Spa. We can run that for qualifying. And then buy a new gearbox once we put that first one in. In fact, actually, if I fit that gearbox now, it's not run yet. Yeah, so it won't let me do that. Well, that's okay. Let's get these car parts prepped over for the next practice session. Let's see. Yeah, we might have to go with a new engine. We'll see. We'll see how we do towards the end of the season. If it comes down to it, maybe the better option would be to just take the loss in pace and continue developing the car, and not spend 10 million on 2 engines. Speaking of car development, we have 1 slot available. Do we have an ATR period to play about with? Not for another 40 days. We're obviously not going to get new underfloor in time for Spa, but maybe Monza. Monza is 39 days away. Got 5 engineers available. That would require an emergency purchase. Okay, instead of an underfloor, maybe a new front wing. We might be able to get 1 new rear wing on each car in time for Monza. Certainly get it on 1 car, if not both. Let's see what we could actually do. Our brake cooling isn't great, so we definitely want to look at improving that if we can. Airflow sensitivity is going to improve. Our dirty air tolerance, that's going to be important. That'd be 1.6 mil. Let's do it. Let's work on our new front wing. It won't be huge gains, but given where our car is, every little is going to help. Might do a new chassis after that. Right. I don't think there's anything else we can realistically get. Oh, we haven't done any scouting allocation since we did that scouting, have we? So let's continue scouting engineers. Let's see. Who else do I want to have a look at? Let's look at Javi. We'll take a look at William Joseph as well. Let's take a look at Laurent Meckies. And let's see, have we got anyone else? We've got Jared Murphy's contract coming up at the end of the season. We've renewed Bono's contract. We haven't done anything with Marcus yet. We have signed Jonathan Wheatley for next season. I wasn't sure if we had signed him or not. I'd forgotten about that. So let's take a look at maybe replacing Jared Murphy at the end of the season. So let's scout a new head of aero. We have scouted Enrico. Let's scout Diego Tondi. Did we offer him a contract and he said no? I can't remember. I don't know. His 4.4 mil is a very expensive hire. I mean, he's blisteringly good. I mean, if we do a comparison, yeah, hands down, comfortably better than Jared Murphy in every category, and younger as well. So would be an excellent long-term signing. We'll wait and see what Tondi looks like before we offer out a contract on that one, I think. Front wing reduced deadline. Oh, hello. We overestimated how long it would take to do it. We'll be able to finish it earlier than expected. Much earlier than expected. Yeah, we will approve that. It's not going to cost us anything extra. We will lose a little bit of extra expertise that we would have earned with the longer completion time. But, you know, that'll be negated by the fact that we'll be able to have multiple front wings ready for the for Monza, as opposed to just one, maybe two. Excellent stuff. That's the spare manufacturing on the suspension. Let's see. Is there anything else we need to make? We're a little low on chassis. Rear wings we're working on. Side pods we've got one spare. We're working on a new side pod. We're working on a new rear wing. I don't think we're working on chassis though. We're not. So let's go ahead and make a couple of spare chassis. Because the ones we've got, let's have a look. 74% on car 1, 88% on car 2. There will come a point where they will need to be swapped out because they'll just fail an inspection after a Grand Prix in about 2 or 3 races time. So they'll need to be swapped out at some point anyway. There we go. So we're all set for Spa, and this is a circuit I'm a little confident about. I like this circuit. It's a good fun circuit to drive. There's some good overtaking opportunities. Let's see how our car is looking against the grid. In terms of the average, speed's definitely improved, acceleration's improved a bit. Look at our DRS. We have the best DRS going into this Grand Prix which is awesome considering the Kemmel Straight is a huge straight. We've got a very lightweight car. Our high-speed downforce is excellent going into a circuit that's almost all high-speed corners, and our dirty air tolerance is improved as well. That rear wing has come at just the right point. I think we could be very competitive. I think we could possibly challenge the Ferraris. Let's have a look. We're faster than the Ferraris in a straight line. Their acceleration is a little better than ours, but we've got a much better DRS. We are a little bit ahead of them in the high speed. And like I said, it's almost all high speed corners, so that's the only real one that's important. Our dirty air tolerance is comparable, slightly better. Brake cooling's down a little bit, engine cooling's down just a touch. And we've got a lighter car. We could be in the mix with Ferrari, which means we might have a chance of getting Lewis on the podium. Let's take a look at Red Bull. We've not looked at them for a while. They are fractionally quicker than us, just 0.02 kilometers per hour faster. And again, we've got a substantial advantage in the DRS over them. And we have a slight advantage in high-speed cornering. Their low speed, which is the other real corner type on this circuit, isn't that much better than ours. We've got better brake cooling, so we should be better on the tyres. Our car is lighter. It's not beyond the realm of possibility that we could maybe challenge the Red Bulls in the Grand Prix as well, if we get a really good start to the race. And let's take a look at Aston. Faster than them by a little bit, better acceleration than them just, better DRS by a few percent. They do have better downforce across the board, and their dirty air tolerance is a little better. So again, it's going to be close with the Aston Martins. Don't forget, we have got a penalty for Stroll in the next Grand Prix, which will help us. What about Alonso? Yeah, I think Alonso's car's pretty much the same. Maybe some slightly older parts. I think we're going to be in for a really, really good race at Spa. And that is tomorrow's race. We will start at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow. A little bit earlier because it is a sprint weekend. So, thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back tomorrow at 8:30 as opposed to 9 o'clock with the sprint weekend for the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.